When you look at this chart, what do you see? Right now, we're looking at the S&P 500, currently on the daily time frame, using the FXCM data feed. The S&P 500 sometimes gets referred to as the S&P, other times as SPOOS. Some people refer to it as the SPX too. But the S&P 500 is a stock market index, and it measures the performance of 500 large companies that are listed on various exchanges in the United States. At the time of this video, some of these companies include Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon. The S&P 500 is one of the most commonly followed indices because many consider it to be one of the best representations of the US stock market. When I look at this chart, I see organized chaos. I see people's emotions. I see people's account balances. I see people's decisions. I see manipulation. This overview to market structure training aims to achieve three things. First and foremost, I'm going to give you my definition of what market structure is. Secondly, as we walk through what market structure is, I'm going to introduce you to marking up charts. And finally, my goal is to help clear any fear that you may have about getting started because you think you need to do things perfectly. In my opinion, market structure is everything on this chart all in one. Market structure is the key turning points. Market structure is the candles. Market structure is your resistance levels, your support levels, your supply and demand zones. Market structure is the imbalances. Market structure includes your Fibonacci retracements. Market structure is paying attention to what happens around whole levels. Market structure is recognizing human psychology and how it has an effect on the actions that happen in the market. Market structure is where trading starts for the day, and market structure is where it makes the high down to the low, and even where trading comes to a close, regardless of the time frame. The markets are fractal. What we may recognize on a weekly chart could be seen in a similar way on a minute chart. To put it simply, market structure is the chaos that you need to organize. As you analyze, there will be price points that catch your eye. We've identified some key turning points. We can notice that the last time the market was this high, in fact, as of this video, it is the all-time high. But we can notice certain tendencies, such as how the market made this low, traded to its all-time high, consolidated for several days, and then sold off very aggressively to the downside. If we were to measure that move, going from body to body, because that is where the majority of trading occurs, we'd be able to identify certain Fibonacci levels. If we went from wick to wick, the levels would change oh so slightly. But in this instance, the focus is on how this low was the last point that the market showed a willingness to go higher, and then we sold off aggressively to the downside. The fact that we were able to return to that relative market structure, and then again see the market sell off quite aggressively. During the entire approach, while the market is trading higher, even before we print these candles, you can pay attention to what happened at that structure. And use it as a significant level. As you analyze and walk through different time frames, whether you're identifying obvious resistance levels where you can expect money is going to be sitting on the other side, or whether you're taking your Fibonacci and measuring it from the low to the high, measuring the move to be able to identify where does price currently lie. Whether your intention is to identify fast movements that aggressively shift price in a single direction, leaving behind some imbalance, to then later be revisited but not completely filled in yet. These points of interest are worth marking up, at least in the meantime, because they can be utilized as entries. They can be utilized as targets. If you're going to invest time looking at the markets, it would make sense to identify and mark up the things that catch your eye as you go along. wouldn't it? Does it serve you any benefit to stare at this chart, watching each candle pass, without actually analyzing the information within the candlesticks? If you're doing that as the price is developing, without taking the time to plan out things such as reward to risk, potential targets, and even understanding that what was once a target can become interchangeable with a point where you're looking to actually enter the market. Staring and watching and waiting can be beneficial because no position is actually a position. But at the same time, you need to be taking steps to train your eye. As you progress through the content, you're going to be introduced to a variety of things. And you may feel as if you can't actually start analyzing the market until you've watched every single training video that there is. I concur. Because progress is better than perfection. How will you ever see progress if you're not interacting with a practice account in the markets? How will you ever know that you're truly understanding the info unless you implement it? I want you to realize that this is an ongoing journey where you are constantly going to be learning new things, where you're going to be tweaking what you already know. And eventually, you're going to grow to a level where you're going to be discarding ideas that no longer serve you. In order to grow, I want you to think about everything that you've been introduced to up until this point. Decide on what is relevant, what's not, and what is your intention moving forward. It is necessary that you invest independent study time into these charts. You must learn, you must implement, and you must backtest in order to grow. We're going to go even deeper in the next training video.